More tasting, and today we are tasting a red wine. This is the Tant Garnatxa Negra. Really red. This is the Garnatxa Negra, the black or red grape, but expressed in the Catalan language, the Garnatxa with the TX instead of the CH. And this is a wine from the appellation, from the denominación de origen of Montsant, which is, if you know where Priorat is, in the southern part of Catalonia, just inland from the Mediterranean. Montsant, if you like, is people often talk about it as the white of the egg around if Priorat is the yolk of the egg, Montsant is the white bit bordering it. It's home to a lot of fantastic, very good value cooperatives and wineries, and this wine is from a winery known as Tant. It's the project of a man named Joan Lliveria, who runs a very well-known winery down there called Hereditaria, and this is a parallel project that Joan is running, and it's designed to really showcase what the traditional grapes of southern Catalonia, particularly Garnatxa, white and red Garnatxa, can do. And the Tant is a Catalan expression which means, hard to translate actually, but it kind of means so much, or it's what you would do if you try something and you suddenly everything falls into place and you suddenly say, yes, that's a really clear example of X, in this case the Garnatxa grape. That's what the expression Tant is trying to express. In this case, this red Garnatxa is coming from the limestone soils around the village of Falset, which is really the kind of neurological centre of Dio Montsant. And yeah, we're going to open it up and give it a taste. So, Tant red Garnatxa Negra. This wine has been made in I'd say quite a relatively simple but quite a careful way. So the grapes have been harvested by hand, and there's been a degree of selection of the fruit in the vineyard. So in other words, any fruit that's deemed to be substandard has been discarded and not put in the boxes and taken to the winery. And then, important point, the fruit has been kept chilled at 10 degrees centigrade on the journey between the vineyard and the winery. This is to sort of lock in all the aromatic intensity and not lose anything on the way, which is important because if it's a hot summer, hot harvest and a long journey, sometimes the fruit can leave the vineyard in a good state, and when it arrives at the winery, it's lost some of its pizzazz, some of its quality. Then the grapes are destemmed and undergo alcoholic fermentation in stainless steel tanks, and then it's fined and filtered to leave it nice and clear and bright, and bottled. So let's pour ourselves a glass, see what it tastes like. First we'll have a nice look at the colour. Got a pleasing garnet colour there. On the nose, there's lots of nice dark fruit on there. Not so young, quite sort of mature blackcurrant maybe. Mature cherry. Particularly what I'm picking up here is Mediterranean. It's lots of quite savoury notes, things like fennel or aniseed. Think of the smells and aromas you might get if you're out for a walk in a forest somewhere along the Spanish Mediterranean coast. Give it a taste. Again, that red fruit and savoury notes continuing in the mouth. It's quite broad. It fills the palate nicely. Got some nice tannin here along the sides of the tongue. That's a delicious everyday red wine for drinking. It's not a full-on perhaps gastro wine, or it would work very well with food. Pair it with things like I'd start with red meat, perhaps with chicken and pork. You could go into veal, things like that. hold its own against a steak. Some cheeses, some stronger cheeses perhaps would work well. Stews it would work well with as well, sort of guisos. If you're fond of making yourself a winter stew, this would be a good wine to pair with it. We love working with the Tant. Tans are they're a very reliable, consistent winery. They're producing wines right across the range, the reds, the whites, the rosés. They even do a cava, in fact, now. And they also make wines in Priorat, which we'll be tasting in another video. And they're all made with the utmost care. And as the name suggests, they really are reflecting a winemaking tradition in that particular part of the world in southern Catalonia. Tant, Garnatxa, Negra. Give it a try. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.